back to Amanda's Bookish Adventures. Today is day 8 of Bookmas, and I am going to talk about 5 books that I want to become TV or movies. So the first one is Truly Devious, and I just wrote down the back of the book. Ellingham Academy is a famous private school in Vermont for the brightest thinkers, inventors, and artists. It was founded by Albert Ellingham, an early 20th century tycoon who wanted to make a wonderful place full of riddles, twisting pathways, and gardens. A place, he said, where learning is a game. Shortly after the school opened, his wife and daughter were kidnapped. The only real clue was a mocking riddle listing methods of murder, signed with a frightening pseudonym, Truly Devious. It became one great unsolved crimes of history. True crime aficionado Stevie Bell is set to begin her first year at Ellingham Academy. She will solve the cold case. What I really enjoyed about this is it's not a one-time, it's not set in the present. So it is in a way. So there's 2 timelines. Like there is the past where you read from Albert and other people, the day of the murder, things that are going on in that timeline, and then you read from Stevie's point of view, going into the school, trying to figure out the cold case, dealing with other students and thinkers and the academy, the school setting, and then stuff happens while she's trying to solve the cold case. There is a death on the academy, so that all happens, and it was beautifully written, and I could see this being what I recommend is I want it on the CW. I think the CW would do an absolute amazing job on it. Watching Nancy Drew and all their darker kind of things, I think they would make Truly Devious amazing. I know there are 4 books out, and it would just be so good as a television series. The twists and turns, I think the CW would rock it. So please, 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 hopefully it does happen. I'm ecstatic about that one. And then from Blood and Ash, a maiden chosen from birth to usher in a new era. Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden in solitude, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to be looked upon twice and spoken to twice, never to experience pleasure, waiting for the day of her ascension. She would rather be with the guards and helping them to kill the evil that took her family, than preparing to be found worthy of the gods. But the choice has never been hers. A duty to an entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's hands. And there is a garden there that tempts her. I think it would make a brilliant HBO Max. Because when I read the book, it reminded me of Game of Thrones, not like the world, but it just clicked in my head. It would have been it will if it gets picked up at all. I hope HBO Max picks it up because it would be perfect. They did a brilliant job at not the last season, but they did a brilliant job at Game of Thrones, and I could see them doing an amazing job from Blood and Ash. And the way that they could tell the stories, I think it would be a perfect HBO Max. Then I think this would be a good movie. I don't even know what network. Maybe not even a movie. It might be a television series because what plays out. But Orion Lost would be a perfect movie or television series. So you probably have seen this, I think, on day 3. And it's going to be... Yeah, I talked about it in day 3, but I'm going to talk about it in this. There was a ship in space lost. The transport ship Orion is 4 months out of Earth when catastrophe strikes, leaving the ship and everyone on board stranded in space. Suddenly, it is up to the 13-year-old Beth and her friends to navigate through treacherous, uncharted territory to reach safety. But a heavily damaged ship, space pirates, a mystery alien species, and an artificial intelligence that Beth doesn't know if she can trust means that getting home has never been so difficult. I love this book, and I reread it, and I do think it would be a good movie, but I think it'd be better as a television series. Well, either way, I would love to see this get picked up. There is no talks or nothing. This is just what I would love to see on the screen as a television or movie. I had so much fun reading Beth and learning about what happened and her dealing with space pirates, alien species, and being a captain at a young age of the ship and trying to fix what went wrong and trying to save their parents, the adults, and everything else. And I think it's absolutely an amazing book, and I would love to see it as a TV or movie. The next one, and I don't even know what network I would say to pick it up, but maybe HBO Max. Or Stars. Stars probably could do good with it. It is The Last Smile in Sunder City. And I'd say it says, "Welcome to Sunder City. The magic is gone, but the monsters remain. I am Fetch Phyllis." Just like it says on the window, there are a few things you should know before you hire me. Sobriety costs extra. My services are confidential. I don't work for humans. It's nothing personal. I'm a human myself, but after what happened to the magic, it's not humans who need my help. It's an amazing detective story. There was it's been a while since I read this in March. It's an amazing detective story. He helps the other species. They all lost magic. So say you were mid-transformation, you could be stuck as a half-human, half-wolf creature. Or you could be a goblin who stutters or a druid who has no magic. He picks up cases to help the creatures. You could be vampires who don't suck blood, who's no longer immortal, so your age catches up on you. It's an absolutely brilliant book, and I could see this. This is like the first case is finding out what happened to this vampire and this vampire teacher, and it is so, the twist and turns. He is a drunk, his sobriety, and then it goes in flashbacks of like what happened before when there was magic and then what's going on now. So it's kind of like a dual timeline. So you get clips of his memories from before, and then you get other clips of, well, not clips, but it talks about the case he's working on and what he's doing to help the creatures now. I absolutely love this book. It was a 5-star, and you'll be hearing about it, I don't know, in a couple of days, I think. But it is really amazing, and I think it would be such a good television series. I don't think a movie would do it justice. A television series is where this would have to be. Now, you just saw this in yesterday's video. So the X-Hex, I think, would make a brilliant, either a Halloween movie. I think it'd be brilliant for kind of like Practical Magic, it reminds me about, but so 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any witch would. Vodka, weepy music, bubble baths, and a curse on the horrible ex-boyfriend. Sure, Vivi knows she shouldn't use her magic this way, but with only an orchid hayride scented candle on her hand, she isn't worried it will cause anything more than a bad hair day or two. That is until Reese Penhall, descendant of the town ancestor, breaker of hearts, and annoyingly just as gorgeous as he always was, returns to Grave Glen, Georgia. What should be a quick trip, recharge the town ley lines, and make an appearance at the annual fall festival turns disastrously wrong. With one calamity after another striking Reese, Vivi realizes her silly little X-Hex may not have been so harmless after all. Suddenly, Graves Glen is under attack from murderous wind-up toys, a pissed-off ghost, a talking cat with some interesting things to say. Vivi and Reese have to ignore their off-the-charts chemistries to work together to save the town and find a way to break the breakup curse before it's too late. I do think it would be a good movie. I still think, because I think there will be other books, companion books. If there are other books in this series, then I would recommend it as a television. But if it's only this, I think this would be a good movie for fall. And I think it would just be perfect for that season or anything. People love magic, witchy stuff. A lot of people would tune into this story. So those were 5 books. On the top of my head, if I can think that I don't have mentioned or written out, I think The Kiss Quotient would be a good movie, and the rest of them, or maybe like a TV series like where you follow all the characters at once. That would be cool. Um, I haven't read this, so I don't know. But I think The Diviners might be a very good one. I've read A Darker Shade of Magic, the first one. I would like to see that. I think that's already been picked up, or like the rights have been sold. So then I think another one, if, truthfully, is probably more than 5 books, but I think Morgan Crow, I don't know if it's like The Trials of Morgan Crow. I can't even remember the title, but I think the series name is like The Trials of Morgan Crow. I think that'd be perfect for a Disney original for like a middle grade. But I've seen like Netflix has been picking up book stuff. There's been other networks that picked up like books for movies or television. We have The Witcher. We have the Hating Game movie coming out. And I think A Court of Roses and Thorns was picked up for a Hulu original. I don't know when it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out next year. We also had on Netflix, on the top of my head, that was a book, Bridgerton. It was a romance series that was picked up on Netflix. So they are picking up more books. So it will be interesting. Hopefully these become ones. If not, we will see some more adaptations, but these are ones I think that would be really good. Tell me down below a book or a book series that you think would make a perfect movie or television. And I think that's it for now. I don't have any more on the top of my head, but please like, please subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you in the next movie. Bye.